I'm joined now by Kevin Lee, 12th ranked UFC lightweight, taking on Michael Chiesa June 25th in Oklahoma City. Tell me about this guy. What do you know about his style? How dangerous is he?
I've said it from the beginning. Michael Chiesa he's a very tough fighter. He's not someone that will break mentally. You know, some guys are very skilled physically. They have a lot of skills, but they'll break mentally. He's a guy, he's going to keep chugging, he's going to keep on coming, which is a big challenge for me, and one that it will even be better for me because it'll really let me showcase over 5 rounds my complete skill set. I think when you match us up physically, side by side, you'll see I outshine him in every area. You know, he's really good on the back, really good at finishing, but I'm great on the back and I'm great at finishing.
Talking about physically, he is a little taller than you, but you've got, what an incredible reach you have.
And it kind of shocks guys too, especially in my wrestling, because they don't see that I can get on those hips a lot quicker. I'm already, one of the best wrestlers in the world, but once you add in everything else that I can do, kick well, move well, I'm a little bit faster, I'm younger, I'm gonna be stronger in there.
77 inches is your reach, correct?
Yeah, 77 inches with a 70-inch height, which is a little unusual, but everybody in my family is like that.
Okay, you got long arms. And he has a 75-inch reach. I think he's 6'1".
Yes.
Back to your previous fight. So that was just 3 months ago. Chiesa hasn't fought for more than a year.
Yeah.
Both of you guys did win your last fight by second round rear naked choke, was it? After weathering the storm in the first round. What kind of similarities do you see between you and him?
Well, that fight in particular, I've always said it, in the fight game, experience is everything. I'm younger and with more experience. Going down to Brazil, fighting in front of all those Brazilian fans who hated me, who were chanting Portuguese at me, just the whole experience behind it. And I took on a 3-time world champion kickboxer, and that's a common opponent that me and Chiesa have, but he fought him maybe 4 or 5 years ago. That was just 3 months ago, and I wiped the floor with him even more than he did.
Chiesa's time away from the octagon compared to yours, do you think that will play a factor into this fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, experience is everything in the fight game. I've got a lot of experience in there. I'm only 24, I'm just getting started. I've got more experience than the man, and he's older than me. I'm part of the new generation. You got guys like me, you got Max Holloway, you got Sergio Pettis, you got Cody Garbrandt. We're all 24 going on 25. This is the new generation, baby. I'm ready to take over. So, he hasn't fought in a long time because these guys don't like to fight. You even seen it at the press conference. He stands up, he's calling up security. It ain't no security when I get going. I'm in there to take your head off. I'm in there to finish the man, and that's why I fight so frequently.
The reason that you got into that fight with Chiesa at the press conference was because you mentioned his mom. Will you explain the context?
All I said was, show up because I know your mom's gonna be there. Apparently, the man's a big mama's boy.
Yes.
That's on him. We're grown men here. You have to separate yourself from the fight. A smart fighter can do that. A smart fighter can separate himself mentally from it, and don't take it personal. This is a fight game. When I say it, I mean it. Show up. Show up for the fight. I don't care if his mom's there, his grandma, his dad, his brother, whatever.
He says he didn't feel your punch, though.
Well, he had a swollen lip, and he really had to cover it up with the beer. So he knows. His knees buckled right away. I just didn't throw a second one because I didn't want to hit the security guard in the back of his head. They would have crucified me.
Mamas can be very important. For example, Buster Douglas, when he lost his mom, a couple weeks later went on to beat Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson seemed invincible. He just didn't care. He had lost everything that he loved, so he gave it everything he had in that ring. In this guy's case, he admits he's a mama's boy. In the fight game, is that a strength or a weakness?
Every guy has something different, Every guy, there's some guys that have superstitions, They wear their lucky underwear, or they wear their, I have to have my hands wrapped this certain way. For me, things like that are weaknesses. If you showing mental lapses, that's a weakness. We're grown men here. You got to grow up sometime.
In the time that I have known you, you've always been very well-spoken with an educated opinion on controversial matters within the UFC, for example, fighter pay, the Reebok deal when you could no longer wear your sponsors on your clothes. But now I'm seeing a different side of you where you are dressing like Russell Westbrook at a press conference and getting into a fight. Where did this side come from?
Well, you know, everybody asks, and people say, you know, hey, did you change it? The truth is, I just didn't have the money before. You know, of course I would have dressed. You know, the Cartier glasses ain't easy to come by. You know, you gotta put in the work first. So, you know, I can't just go around running my mouth without putting it. And I wouldn't even talk this way if I knew for sure I wasn't. You know, I'm doing everything possible to. I train like a madman. I train every day, and I train hard. You know, I trained right before coming here. I changed on my way from here to the on the I-15. I changed in the car. So you know, I work like a madman, and that allows me to talk this way.
Is there any part of you that felt that that was necessary to be more controversial or outspoken, just to get the attention, just so you get promoted? Because you see a guy like Conor McGregor, and he has paved his own path with his mouth, starting with his mouth.
Yeah, I mean, some people, especially some fighters, that seems to be like the trend of what guys are trying to go towards. Me, I just try and be myself, and I just try and give the people me and just be true and just be honest.
So it was 3 years ago that you moved here to Las Vegas from
Yes.
Detroit. You're fighting out of Xtreme Couture. You were 0-1 in the UFC at that time, and you moved here with the intention of pursuing your dream, getting real serious. When you think now that you are headlining your first UFC fight, what thoughts do you have about how far you've come?
You know, I don't even look back yet. It's not time yet. I'm just getting started. Like I said, I've got bigger goals than even just myself, you know. Like I said, I've been able to move away from Detroit. I've been able to buy my mom a home here. You know, they're happy, I'm happy, but it's about much more than that for me. I've got a lot of other things that I fight for and that I fight towards. You know, not a lot of even things that I talk about publicly, but my brother, you know, he's locked up right now. He gets out June 23rd to be able to see the fight, hopefully. He won't be able to travel there, but you know, I'm doing this for kids like him that don't have that direction, don't have that place to go, and to show them that you can be a world champion at 25. You know, they said I was supposed to be, for some reason when I grew up, that's how I thought. I thought at 25 I would be locked up. But I'm not, and I'm going to be a world champion, and that's really for life. Once you win that world championship, no one can take that away from you, and that's better than any prison sentence out there.
Kevin Lee, thank you so much for coming in. You can watch him on Fox Sports 1, June 25th, the headlining fight. Very cool.